It's 100% amazing. Well, sometimes the gremlins are just someplace in the system. It's like every week we have a new gremlin to defeat. Ooh, highway to the danger zone. You're going old school. Yeah, it does with these 70, 80-degree days. I missed it. Yes. Oh, thriller. Kentucky.
went undefeated as well. But there's only been 4 other teams that have gone undefeated through the regular season in like the last 30 years. But Miami, when I talk about those other undefeated teams, their makeup and their ability, like Miami's not on that level. Like those teams were all, even with Jameer Nelson and St. Joe, that was a team that, had some legit talent. You had Gordon Hayward with the Butler Bulldogs. You had, I think it was, what was the other man's name? I can't remember his name was Gonzaga. But all those teams, of course, Kentucky, how much talent they had. But, all those other teams had, like, legit, like, elite type players. Like, this Miami Ohio team, when I watched them play David, like, they're like a YMCA team.
Oh, wow.
Like, they don't have.
Stop disrespecting Miami of Ohio.
I mean, they don't have, like, talent, size.
Apparently, they do. They're undefeated. They're undefeated. They have to have some type of talent.
They're like the greatest church league team ever. They have, everybody's just so excited. I was listening to a radio show. Some guys were talking about what type of seed you think Miami, Ohio. He's like, I think they're going to get like 6 seed, 5 seed. And it was when I was listening to Kentucky Roll Call, DJ Walker. Shout out to Kentucky Roll Call. They were talking about it, and TJ Walker, of course, he's great, for Kentucky. I'm not impressed about that. For a second man, he knows his stuff. He's like, they're going to get attention, and I absolutely agree. Like Miami, Ohio, undefeated, they're not getting anything better than Tennessee because they're not very good, but they just have found a way to win, and you got to respect them. Like you have to respect the fact that they are winning games, David, but I don't think people need to overreact and think like this is the team that's going to make it. Like I don't foresee that. I don't.
Ye of little faith.
And you know what? I've already seen projections, David, where they have Miami of Ohio and Louisville facing off in a 7-10 matchup in the first round of the NCAA tournament. I can absolutely see that happen. But absolutely can see them making Louisville have to play America's darling, the freaking Miami of Ohio Redhawks.
What's wrong with that? Hold up. First of all, you just got through saying they were weak. So you should be happy we're playing Miami of Ohio because they're weak. They don't have talent. So we have tons of talent, so we should easily beat them by 20.
Well, I mean, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But the problem is that everybody's going to be cheering for Miami.
So
everybody's going to hate Louisville.
Why do you care?
They're going to send all their positive vibes.
As long as you win, it's all that matters.
You remember that game? Guys. So you remember that game when Louisville went up to Rutgers and Louisville was having this banner undefeated season?
But Rutgers was good. That's the difference. Like Rutgers was good. They had a great. No, you know what? They weren't, but they had a great running back. They were at home. They had talent.
But it felt like everybody in America wanted Louisville.
But they were a good team. That's the difference. You just got through saying Miami of Ohio was a church league team. A YMCA team.
I have seen YMCA teams win in the NCAA tournament, just all five. You have as well.
But
you have seen
what?
Games.
Why are you worried? We have Coach Pat Kelsey. Why are you worried? We may have Michael Brown.
Abraham last week was ready to throw Pat Kelsey out.
Oh, so I still am. I mean. Oh, you know what? And I will say this, my epic rant on our online broadcast, which you can catch on our YouTube page, Man Event Sports. Yes, it's 100% accurate and correct. 100%. Everything I said was 100% accurate and correct.
Well, I definitely want to get a vibe check with you. I want to get a vibe check with you. 502-414-1450. That is the game that yourself text line. I want to hear from you guys. I want your vibes right now. Louisville ended their regular home standing regular season finale was on Tuesday. They did get it
A
done.
great win against a good Syracuse team.
Syracuse, they got that win, and I want to get a vibe check from everybody to see how everybody's feeling. After that game, Louisville finally, got some shots going down. We saw some guys that had not been playing or shooting the ball well for the last couple of games, knock down some shots. So I want to get your thoughts there at the game day Intel text line. If you want to give us a call as well, 542-384-1450. That is the Call Your Law Office hotline. We'd love to hear from you there as well. But I want to know how you guys are feeling. I want to know two things. And Texter already beat me to it. Do you think that Louisville can beat Miami of Ohio? I do want to know if anybody, because there's a lot of people that are afraid of Miami of Ohio. There's a lot of people that they see the undefeated record and they're spooked by it. They are absolutely spooked by them, and I think that that's a very real. I feel like there's one of two things that are going to happen this coming March, and you all can go ahead and bookmark it this morning because when it happens, I want y'all to say Raashaan, Wake Up 502, 96.1 FM, WXPW. That dude was clairvoyant. And I say this is one of two scenarios that's going to happen, man.
All right, Negro Damas.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. One of two things that happen. Louisville's either going to play Miami of Ohio in the first round of the NCAA tournament, or they're going to make it so that Louisville and St. John's meet in the second round of the NCAA tournament. And they will have the Patino versus Louisville. One of those two things is going to happen. Don't know which, but I feel like that will happen. Is that they're going to make Louisville play St. John's if they don't have to play Miami of Ohio. I just feel it happens. What say you, Nathan? Would you be worried about either one of those matches?
I would only be worried about the St. John's matchup.
So you think Louisville would just dog walk around?
Hey, it's like you said, they're church league team with no talent. But you just got through saying they're church league team with no talent. And I will say Louisville has beaten every non-talented team we played easily. The only teams that give us trouble are teams that are big and physical in the paint and in the wings. So as long as they're not big and physical in the paint, we'll be fine. It's like this Louisville team is all about matchups.
And I make this comparison because I was just thinking about it. I've been watching Coach Kelsey. I've been watching Coach Pope over these 2 years up through the regular season finale that's upcoming. Kentucky got off by Texas A&M on Tuesday night as well.
Ooh.
Watching this Kentucky team play had just come off like a 20-point beatdown of top 25 ranked Vanderbilt last year. So Kentucky was riding high. They're riding high, feeling good after they put a beat down on Vanderbilt. They were still, I heard TJ Walker on Kentucky Road talking about Louisville. I mean, Kentucky can still find a way to get a 6 seed or a 5 seed. It's like, bro, Kentucky's on the bubble. That's perfect. Does Kentucky have some great wins? Absolutely. Did they beat Arkansas? Absolutely. Did they beat St. John's? Absolutely. Did they beat Vanderbilt? Absolutely. They beat Tennessee twice. Great wins they've had. They also lost at home to a terrible Missouri. They also lost by like 30 to Gonzaga. They also have lost at home to Georgia. They've also lost by, in a blowout to a very average Texas A&M team. So, we've seen the good of Kentucky, we've seen the bad of Kentucky. And then you look down at Louisville, and you look at Coach Kelsey. Coach Kelsey, if you are a quad 2, quad 3, or quad 4 game team, you might as well just go ahead and not show up. Pat Kelsey is your daddy.
But
it does not matter what type of momentum you have. It doesn't matter if you're playing well or playing bad. If you put face Pat Kelsey and you are a quad 2, quad 3, quad 4 team, you might as well just go home because you're not winning that game. But if you're a quad 1 elite team,
you got us.
at home, or if you're a really elite team and Louisville is even at the KFC Young Center, Louisville ain't gonna win that game. They're 1-12 in that situation. 1-12, baby. And you know, and I thought about it. I said, who do these guys remind me? Coach Kelsey remind me of. Who does Coach Pope remind me of? And it came to me. Like so far, and now look, this is not. I'm not trying to diss anybody. I'm not trying to diss any of the coaches I'm about to name. I'm not trying to diss Coach Pope or Chelsea. But you know who they are, Avery?
Who? Who are they, Raashaan?
Coach Pope is Coach Brown. He's Coach Jeff Brown of the football team. A coach that will go out there and he will climb to the highest heights and put a beat down on Ohio State. He'll go and climb the highest heights and put a beat down on Notre Dame. That's how, undefeated Notre Dame. But then he'll turn around,
lose to Stanford.
And lose to Stanford.
He'll lose to the worst team on his schedule every year.
He'll lose to a half Pittsburgh team. He'll turn around and lose to like a California team with a freshman quarterback that he ain't got no business losing to. That is who Coach Pope is. But you know what I hate to say? Do you know who Pat Kelsey is?
Ned Flanders himself.
Scott Satterfield. Coach Kelsey. Coach Kelsey is literally exactly what Scott Satterfield was. Scott Satterfield was a coach that never lost to the bad team. Would destroy the bad team, the average, the bad team, slightly good team. That was Scott Satterfield's jam. But let Miami walk in the door. Let, Notre Dame walk in the door. Let any team with any sort of name or any sort of cachet walk in the door. Scott Satterfield was not with him. Did not matter. That was not going to happen with Ned Flanders in the middle. And Pat Kelsey is literally doing the same thing. It is absolutely insane. Now, hey, man, you heard this rant from me earlier this week via text message as we were just chit-chatting, and I had this epiphany. Do you disagree with any of that assessment so far?
No. I mean, because at this point, they are who they are, right? And we know, as the records indicated, as you so eloquently pointed out earlier, Pat Kelsey is 1-12 against quad 1A teams. So basically, all the big elite teams on your schedule, the best of the best, you're losing. And not only are you losing, in about 11 of those 12 games you lost, you got blown out. Like, you're either winning big or you're getting destroyed. It's like no in between. Enter Ned Flanders himself, who, going to run. Now he will beat some ranked teams like
He'll be Wakeful.
Yes.
So don't say ranked team. He'll be ranked
or a ranked NC State team. But if you come with a big name on your chest, the Notre Dames, the Miamis, the Florida States of the world, anybody like that, we're taking that L. No matter how good we were, we're going to take that L. And Pope, you know what? Pope will beat a Vanderbilt. He'll beat an Arkansas. And then he'll get beat by what's mad at you in North Directional State University, too. This is crazy.
And the unbelievable thing about it is how consistently this happens. Oh, you got your red shirt on. Sorry, I didn't have your camera on, but I have your camera on. We're matching with the red shirts on. We did not plan that either.
No, but I do have a question for you. Yeah. Which would you rather have, though? The guy that can beat all the bad teams but none of the elite teams? Or a guy who can sometimes beat the elite teams, but is going to lose to like some horrible bad teams?
And that was going to be I'm glad you asked me that question because that was going to be my other question. I'm giving y'all some homework. And this is my other part of the homework. What I want you all to tell me is, do you feel better about, because there are things to be said for both coaches, Coach Pope and Coach Kelsey. As a Louisville fan, as we come in on the end of the second regular season for both of these teams that'll be ending today, would you rather be in this position with where Coach Kelsey has Louisville or where Coach Pope has Kentucky? Because the feeling with Coach Kelsey is Coach Kelsey, quote unquote, can't win the big one right now. That's kind of, you can't win the big game. You can't beat the super talented For Coach Pope is, yeah, we can beat anybody, but we can lose anybody. So, and we know that Coach Calipari got ran out of town basically because of losing to St. Peter and to losing to Oakland. You know, so it's like Coach Pope has that specter of, yeah, we could go out there and we could upset anybody. You know, it's basically what happened in the preseason before the season started, Abe, when we saw Kentucky blow out Purdue and then lose to Georgetown the very next game. Purdue is going to be a top 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. Georgetown is not going to make the NCAA tournament. And that's literally the exact same thing. So would you rather be in that boat where you have a coach that can beat anybody, but can literally lose anybody? Or would you rather have the coach that's at least consistent? You feel good about that the coach that's consistent can get better. You know what I mean? Because like that's the question. Like we know that Pope is hot and cold, so you really don't know what you're going to get with him. It's kind of like the Joker. You know, Joker's wild or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or would you rather have the consistent guy who at least doesn't lose the bad teams, but you haven't seen him beat the good teams yet? Who do you feel more comfortable with at this point? And, you know, if there's any Kentucky fans out there listening, I know you all probably hate listening. Y'all can feel free to chime in on this as well. Would you rather be in the Coach Pope boat or would you rather be in the Coach Kelsey boat? Because it is very interesting to watch. Because I don't think either fan, like Haven, when we going out on the stretch and say that neither fan base is overly ecstatic about where they are with their head coach. And at this.
Oh no, I've been talking to UK fans, like a lot of them this past week, and they are not happy.
Yeah.
Not happy at all with Pope. And I get it. You know, after last year's run, this was supposed to be a much better team than what they're seeing. And like we discussed, and like I was telling UK fans, I think Pope overcorrected in toughness on his team because he got bullied. I mean, his team got bullied a lot last year in the SEC. Tennessee bullied them. Alabama bullied them. They got bullied and pushed around. So he went and got enforcers. He went and got goons. But unfortunately, like Pat Kelsey, he has an offense that's based on a three-point shot. And he didn't get any three-point shooters. So now you have guys that can attack the basket and finish, and they can play with their backs to the basket, but he's a primarily three-point shooting team. And without the threat of a three-point shot, those lanes just aren't as open as they were last year. So it's making Kentucky a little bit easier to defend. And, they're kind of paying a price for it. Conversely, Pat Kelsey has a three-point shooting team that he's always wanted. Guys that can knock down threes from everywhere. We don't have any interior play. So anybody play, they can sell out against and defend the three, gives us all the troubles in the world. We don't have any because we don't have anything else offensively.
Yeah. Hey, and I just got a message in, by the way, to my YouTube chat saying that my mic sounded a little off on the YouTube stream. So I just made a change. So you all let me know if that's any better. I appreciate you all letting me know that there was something going on with the mic. So let me know. But no, you're absolutely right. Like it feels like there's a level of angst with both fan bases right now, and neither fan base is particularly thrilled with where they are. Coach Kelsey, because Michael Brown's the best freshman guard maybe to ever come through Louisville. As an actual freshman, not the best guard in Louisville history, but the best freshman guard by far. I mean, you look at his record, 20-point games and all this, that, and the third, tied the record for most points scored in a single game. So, there's a lot going on with Michael Brown right now. And Louisville fans had ideas of, Louisville was a Final Four contender, if not a favorite coming into this season because of, the roster that Coach Kelsey was able to put together. And of course, we've seen that not come to fruition, at least so far, for Louisville to look like this potential Final Four dark horse. That's not really been what Louisville has been this year. So Louisville fans have been kind of uneasy with that, and just the fact that you get beat down by Duke twice and, you just haven't been able to go out there and find that signature victory. There's a lot of reason for annoyance, even though you did get the big win over Kentucky this year and got that monkey off your back. And then Kentucky fans, conversely, they just can't have nice things because every time they have a big win or they have something that satisfies them, they immediately UK does not allow Kentucky fans to be happy because any big win you get, you're going to go out there and you're going to lose a game. So like it's very interesting. So I want to know who feels better. I want to know who feels more comfortable. That's what I want to know. You are listening to Wake Up 502. That give me that. When we come back on Wake Up 502. Hopefully you text in 502-414-1450. Would love to hear from you on that. This is Raashaan Myers, Haven Hanson, and we'll be back on the Big X.
Never under tension, begging you to touch and go.
Like that's not a
Miami
secret.
Vice, one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
One of the greatest TV shows. Had the great, like, did Miami Vice have like the greatest like cameos in the history of television?
One that not only did they have the greatest cameo,
Or The Love Boat. One of the two.
but arguably the greatest soundtrack of any TV show.
That's fair. Yeah. Miami Vice definitely set the standard back in the day. For sure. Like 100%. But you know, the Louisville Cardinals is gonna be heading down South Beach, taking on the Miami Hurricanes. Jay Lucas. I should have known. You know what? I will say this, and I will take this on my back because people never want to call themselves out when they're wrong about something. And I want to say this: I was completely wrong about Jay Lucas. I did not think that Jay Lucas was going to be a great coach at Miami, Haven Harrington.
Really?
This was his first coaching job. He, of course, was an assistant coach at Duke. He played at Duke for several years back in the day. But you know what I just did not give enough credence to? You know who his daddy is, right?
Mr. Lucas?
I almost cursed on the air just now. I almost cursed on the air right now. You almost made me lose my job, Haven. Like, is that what you was? You know, is that what you were going for? So he is. You know, you've heard of John Lucas, right?
Of course.
John Lucas is one of the greatest coaches
Ever to coach.
and that is Jay Lucas's father. You know, John Lucas was a longtime NBA player, longtime NBA coach. You know, coached the San Antonio Spurs, coached all over the NBA. And I don't know why I never thought that, like, not to say that, I mean, Jay Lucas is just, he's doing an excellent job. And I guess maybe I should have just known that the coaching DNA.
You know what?
There.
Just because your dad's a great coach doesn't mean the son is going to be a great coach.
That's fair.
I mean, i.e., look what happened in Georgetown.
I mean, JT3 was all right for a little while.
For a very little while. But nowhere near the legend his dad was.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, just because.
More times than not, if you have a father that's a great coach, more times than not, it doesn't work out.
It doesn't. It's like
Dick Bennett was a great coach at Wisconsin, and Tony Bennett, his son at Virginia, of course, won a national championship. So, that's one where it definitely did work out. But yeah, I mean, more times than not, that does not work out that well. But I mean, Jay Lucas has been outstanding with Miami. Now, I will say he has definitely gone the Duke Blue Devils route. And what I mean by that is, let me go out and get a team of just elite athletes, and we'll figure it out from there. But you know what he did, Haven Harrington? And this was a stroke of brilliance and a humongous coup when he got that job. Not only did he get the young man, Shelton Henderson, to decommit from Duke and follow him to Miami. Not only did he get some elite players to go down there, Miami already had some elite athletes and some elite guys. Like, Miami always has athletes. There's always at least 3 or 4 tall, long dudes that can jump out the gym. Like, that's just always kind of a staple for Miami. But what he did to accentuate all that athleticism, he went out there and got him a legit, real deal elite point guard. And when Michigan made the decision to go and bring in Elliot Cadeau as a transfer from North Carolina to Michigan, to Ann Arbor, Jay Lucas did the smartest thing. He went and snatched up Trey Donaldson, who was the point guard at Michigan last year in Dusty May's first season, and brought him down there to Miami with him. And Trey Donaldson is he may not be the greatest point guard in the world, but a lot like Chucky Hepburn, dude is just steady and knows how to play. And when you want the ball in his hands when it's time to win, you know what I mean? Like, he's one of those type of guys and one of those types of players. And what Trey Donaldson has meant to that team, you know. And then, of course, they bring in a savvy veteran in Malik Renew from Indiana, kind of a do-it-all power forward, you know, maybe 6'8", 240 pounds, got kind of an old man game. He can play with his back to the basket. He can step out a little bit and shoot the ball, just does everything. Like, he got a couple of savvy veterans, filled the team up with a bunch of tremendous athletes. And, you know, boom, Miami is for only 4 losses in ACC play this year?
Yep.
So, I mean, you know, this is the type of game that we've talked about all year that Louisville's had an issue with. That quad 1A game. That game where Louisville has to go out there and beat a good team at their place. Louisville has only done it once, and that was versus Clemson in the ACC tournament last year. They've never won one of these games in a true road environment. So Louisville has an opportunity. Coach Kelsey has an opportunity. Javon Hadley and the rest of these guys have the opportunity to do something that this program has not done yet in Pat Kelsey's first 2 years. And that is go ahead and get that monkey off their back and get a true road win against an elite team, Haven Harrington. And that's kind of what's on deck, and that's what's at stake this week. And you know, I want to know how you guys are feeling about it. Of course, 502-414-1450. The text line is already up and jumping and rolling this morning.
And all you texters out there texting us in.
Yes.
Everybody lighting the lines up. And don't forget to go to our YouTube page at Main Event Sports and go ahead and subscribe. Get us to 1,000 subscribers. I know you can do it.
I like it. You know what, Haven? That was a very impassioned plea. So, you know, hopefully you guys go out there, like, subscribe, make sure you're following everything that we're doing. You know, we do so much around here. You all know that you know, it's coming up on Derby time. And that's when, you know, Main Event Sports, Wake Up 502, Haven Harrington, Raashaan Myers, Jay Has, this is when we shine. So, you know, make sure you all sign up, like, subscribe. We're going to have big time interviews upcoming. We're going to have a lot of great fun upcoming as well. So make sure you guys keep up with that. But what I want to hear from you all this morning, 502-414-1450, is the vibe check. I want to know how you guys are feeling. I want to know where the vibes at as you enter this final regular season big time matchup heading on the road to Miami. And then, like I said, you know, how would you feel about Louisville in a matchup with potentially a Miami of Ohio? Or, you know, would you rather have a Miami of Ohio? Would you, you know, be afraid to see a St. John's in the way? You know, I want to know how you all are feeling about Louisville overall. Do you think that the Cardinals can make a run? Do you think they have a run in them? That's what we want to know this morning. So, Haven Harrington, let's go ahead and get into it.
Ooh, right. You ready?
I'm ready. So we got some texters coming in. Texter has a question, 502-414-1450. He said, Raashaan, didn't Murray State go undefeated and ranked several years ago? That one is one. Haven Harrington, do you know if Murray State went undefeated?
No. I know they're for most of the season they were, but I wasn't sure.
I think they had like
undefeated.
They had let's see. It says Murray State's men's basketball per AI said that Murray State famously opened the 2011-2012 season going 23-0, becoming the nation's last undefeated team before they finished 31-2. They achieved an 18-0 regular season record in the OVC. But they did lose they also achieved going 18-0 in the OVC regular season in 2021-2022. But to answer your question, Texter, no, they have not, but they did in 2011-2012 start 23-0. So I think that's what you're thinking of. So you can go ahead and thank Google for that one. So no, close but no cigar on there. Texter also says Miami of Ohio would beat Louisville. So that is one fan. I told you, Haven, there's at least one fan out there that absolutely thinks Louisville would get busted by Miami of Ohio. So, you know, that is their That is their input to that. Let's see. Texter says 502-404-1450. L1C4 all day. Says time for our bigs to step up. Go Cards. Oh, that's my dad. Mr. Myers checking in. Shout out, Pops. I appreciate you for listening in. He wants to see the big step up today. So, I mean, you know, I would love to see the big step up. They're going to have to play well. Like Haven Harrington, and this is where I want to go with this conversation. Louisville, there's been a word that's been associated with Louisville basketball all year.
Weak?
Well, that's a synonym. It's a word that starts with the letter S.
Letter F.
S.
Oh, S.
That's in Sam.
Hmm.
Can you think of the words a synonym for weak?
That begins with the letter S.
Yes. 4-letter word.
Soft, man.
There you go. Louisville has been called soft this year. The way teams have played Louisville, they play Louisville like Louisville has been called soft. Everybody tries to get physical with Louisville. Everybody tries to push Louisville down and shove them around and be real physical. And even the bad teams come in and try to play bully ball. And that dreaded S word has come up time and time again. And if there is a team that just quantifies being a tough, physical, aggressive basketball team, that would be this Miami Hurricanes basketball team. Hey, man. Like this Miami team, I will tell you, they will not make any sort of highlight film for technical basketball. They're not known for their skill and their cutting and their passing and their shooting. It's not what they're known for, Haven Harrington. But you know what they're known for?
What, Raashaan? What?
Pushing you down and dunking on you. Getting the offensive rebounds and getting the putbacks. Throwing that weak mess off the backboard if you go up and you don't try to dunk it. That's literally all Miami does, is that they want to be the more physical team. They want to be the tougher team. They want to be the more active and aggressive team. And people talked about how Louisville looked better in a lot of those areas on Tuesday. Syracuse is an athletic team. Syracuse does have some athletes. They weren't the most skilled team either, but they do have a lot of athletes. They do have a lot of guys that can run and jump and that are long. And Louisville showed a level of fight. They showed a level of urgency, and they showed a level of toughness that had been lacking over the last several games. My question for you, Haven Harrington, is with Louisville's step up in their physicality, with their step up in that aggressiveness, does that help you to feel any more confident in this game heading into Coral Gables on Saturday afternoon?
No.
Do you think this will help Louisville at all?
No.
In this matchup? Does it?
Not at all.
So what has to happen? Like, if you have a team that's kind of quote unquote considered soft, like what has to happen for this team to get better than that? Or can they even improve that?
They cannot improve it.
You just say they're soft.
They're just soft.
And you agree that Louisville's soft.
Yes, Louisville's a soft finesse basketball team. That's who we are. And nothing can change that. I don't think nothing can change that.
Okay.
And it's not going to change. And I hate to be so
I know that's
so harsh.
Right? Y'all just go ahead and turn off the radio because Haven said it's over with. Nah, it's playing. Please don't please don't turn off the radio.
I mean, it's not over, but there's certain teams that we just will not be able to beat. Now, do I think Miami has the shooting and everything else to also kind of compensate their size and everything else to beat us? Maybe not. But we know against quad 1A elite teams that we're not. It is what it is. And we are who we are. Just lean into it. We are who we are. And I mean, I don't know what else like we are who we are. As Dennis Green once said, we are who they thought they were.
So you basically are saying so you don't think so go ahead into this game. You don't feel like Louisville has very much of a chance today. Is that what you're saying? You don't think Louisville can get it done?
I would be surprised.
What would it take? Like how do you work around that? So it's been acknowledged. Louisville soft. Does it come down to simply just they got to just hit shots?
Yes, it's that simple. If Louisville can knock down the threes, they'll be in good shape.
Yeah,
and that's been Louisville's offense the whole year, and that's why we run a 3-guard offense. I mean, you've been calling for 2 bigs down low for I don't know how long.
Yes,
and we started the game with Zoo, which I don't know why he started because that was disastrous. He gave us
people like seeing Zoo hustle, man.
Who cares if he hustles?
They want to see him run up and down, and so they can
shoot.
clap.
He can't shoot. He can't defend.
He's too small.
I mean, he can hustle. Yes, great. He hustles. I hustle. You're not gonna throw me out there.
But he's like a 6'5" center.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
Is he really a 6'5" center? I mean, he's 6'5". But is he really a center?
Nah, Zoo's about 6'7". He's a legit
whatever.
6'7".
6'5", 6'7", whatever. Is he a center?
No.
Can he put his back up and score? No. Can he score at all? No. Can he rebound?
And we have a 6'7", 6'8" dude trying to post a 7'2" dude with long arms. That's just not gonna work.
Not at all. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I have no idea why we started Zoo. I think that was the first thing I texted you when the game started too. Was like, what? You did. He gave us nothing.
Louisville was 2-2 at the end of the first segment.
It was horrible.
It was
hard. And as soon as you put Frew in the game, the whole offense completely changed.
Yeah.
I mean, literally overnight.
Sananda Frew's the best big man on the team.
He's the best big man on the team.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's the only big man with tools on the team. And that to me, the 2 things that I would love to see today. Haven Harrington, because these are my keys. Because I agree with you, hitting shots is a huge part of it. But 2 things that I need to see is, first of all, Isaac McNeely needs to give. I want to see Isaac McNeely be aggressive, because the thing that I've seen from him all year, because he's a kid that's pretty well built. He's got a strong body, but he's allowed teams to just guard him. But teams to get physical, and he just acts like, okay, well, they're being physical with me, so I just can't play basketball.
Okay, well, you know what? Now, this goes to my rant about Pat Kelsey.
Yes.
And the reason you're not seeing Woolley, Kobe Rogers, and McNeely be as effective as they were prior to coming to Louisville is because the coaching staff, should I say, not we, the coaching staff just dissuades them from shooting the midi, aka the mid-range jump shot. PK does not want any mid-range game going on at all. He wants threes, you to attack the bucket, get fouled, and or get rebounds and putbacks. That's his offense philosophy he's been with all year. And as you saw last year with McNeely, when he came from Virginia, he has a great mid-range game. But he can't do that with us because that's not a part of offense. So when you give up the entire mid-range, you just really handicap your offense. So if you do struggle from shooting 3, or if you can't create your own shot, we're just missing a lot of that game. And that's how the super long, athletic, talented teams keep beating us.
Well, this is the thing though, Haven. When I look at a guy specifically Isaac is built lightweight, kind of like a football player. He's got big shoulders. He's got big arms. He's got some physical explosiveness to him. My problem is this: when these guys are getting so physical and getting up in your grill, you've got to learn how to be able to create separation. You use that physicality, you use those shoulders to bang your guy, set your guy up on the screen. When the screen comes, you bang your player, go around the screen, create the space, catch, shoot. Those types of things, those physical plays.
But that's not what we do. I mean, we've seen all year long, Frew set the softest screens. Yeah. All year long.
Yeah.
super soft screens. He could be called for a moving screen at least 4 times a game.
Yeah, because he's not going in there and setting strong,
No, he's
solid
not.
screen.
He sets a soft screen, and as soon as he feels contact, he immediately runs off and goes to the paint.
And the same thing with Conwell and with Michael Brown going over the screens is they're not being physical cutters. They're not being physical and aggressive cutting to the basket or cutting off the screen.
That's why my calls are soft.
Yeah.
That's just not who we are. And asking, and God bless McNeely, but he doesn't have the handles to like shake somebody and create his own
But
shot.
you can create space with that. But you can create a lot of space with that by being physical.
But that's when you have a coach that emphasizes being physical.
Yeah. A guy like Izzo.
Yeah. We don't have a staff that emphasizes physicality.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're a 100% finesse basketball team.
Yeah.
And that's who we are, and that's how we play. And it makes it hard when you don't have guys that can create their own shots just by, their handles. And we don't have that. It also doesn't help that I don't think, and nobody's told me otherwise, I don't think we have a coach on staff that knows how to coach big men.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, guys like Roos who could really benefit from having a little low post presence would do wonders for this offense and for the defense, right?
Yeah.
Because once he becomes a dual threat, then you have to guard him differently than what you guard him now. So offensively and defensively, that could make a great impact.
But you know what also what helps that physicality? When you get the ball and you throw the ball to the block and allow the big man to actually do a little bit of bumping and grinding. And they don't really do that. I saw that when Louisville threw the ball into the post a few times, they threw it into threw it into Zoo a couple of times. They threw it into Frew like once or twice.
Now throwing the ball to Zoo is just a waste of time.
Well, no. Now look, when they got the ball down to Zeus, he's collapsed the Syracuse zone, and he was able to kick it out. Ryan Conwell hit a 3 from the top of the key. He was able to kick it out to get an open shot for McNeely. Like, when you get the ball into the zone with at least a big man that's attempting to do something with the ball, it forces the defense to react because that's the way defenses are set up. Defenses are set up if, the big man gets the ball into the paint, help has to come. And when the help comes, that's what creates the open opportunities to kick out for open shots. And Louisville was able to generate some open shots against Syracuse, and that's just something that we have not seen. So I'll tell you what, we're at the top of the hour. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, does Louisville have a shot against Miami? Does Louisville have a shot? Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Pope that's hot and cold, up and down, or Coach Kelsey who's consistent but hasn't been able to win the big game? Who would you feel more comfortable with? You are listening to Wake Up 502. Raashaan Myers, Haven Hands here. We'll be back on the Big X. And welcome back in. Welcome back in. Second hour of the show. Wake up 502 96.1 FM, 1450 AM. Big X Sports Radio, WXVW. Raashaan Myers, Haven Harrington taking care of you this morning in the palatial studios of Big X. Haven Harrington, can you feel the energy on this Saturday morning? Are you ready for the last regular season day of college basketball on the men's side?
Yeah.
You have no energy. Golly, bruh.
So
Just throw the dead fish. You know what?
I guess
I know somebody who's got some energy for me this morning. Jay Harris is on the line. Jay, good morning. How are you doing this morning, brother? Haven ain't giving me no energy.
Man, I'm doing good, man. I move my eyes. I'm blessed, brother.
There we go.
Ooh, Jay.
There we go. See, you feel the energy from Jay. Like, Haven's over here like he's doing a Cialis commercial or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah, he doing a little Chuck Wagon come over with the 2 balls and another horse.
I know. I'm saying.
Man.
Right? Hey, so Jay, tell me, man, how are you doing this morning, brother? Like, how are you feeling?
I'm truly blessed. Living in the girls and boys is playing, and I can say it, man. Life is beautiful, man. I know the world going on right now, but life is still good, and God is still good.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Coach Wall's got the ladies playing right now. They put a beat down last night on Syracuse. So, you know, they got that done. Knock those ladies out after Syracuse gave them all that they wanted the last time around. So they face off against North Carolina today. So semifinals tonight. Make sure you check the ladies out. They'll be on around 2:30 this afternoon after the Duke Notre Dame game goes final. So how are you feeling, Jay? Rovers are headed down to Miami. Okay, they got the win on Tuesday. They finished off the regular season at home, put a beat down on Syracuse. How are you feeling? You know, did you like what you saw Tuesday night?
I'm walking in the show. Hey, man. Hey, Sean, I tell you this, man. I called you yesterday, man. I'm glad you answered my call when I tell you about the 2 dudes and the 2 female, the power forward and the center, man. They worked continuity together, man. I was like, wow, man, they work good together, man. I'm so impressed.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, Amos Estabalogo and Lauren Ziegler, the 2 bigs for Coach Walls. They play that high low. You know, that big to big passing, kicking it out, driving it. I would love to see the men play some of that 2 big lineup, Jay. I've been asking for it all year, but the men don't want to do it. But the ladies definitely kill it.
Man, the ladies are killing it, man. And over there, they can rub off and continuity with the men this afternoon at 2 o'clock on ESPN.
Yeah. Well, we need it, dude. So, hey, I will tell you this, Jay. Haven is not feeling good about Miami. He's not feeling good. He doesn't think Louisville's going to go out there and do too much of nothing. How are you feeling? You think Miami? I mean, Miami's a tough physical team. Can Louisville do anything with them today?
Nah, not today. I got to ride with Haven.
Yeah.
They're too talented, too big. I need to win the goal significant win of whatever they can do. Okay. Yeah, I need something. Even if they play hard, I just need to see some different changes, man.
Yeah.
It's the same repetitious thing every week when you play with a couple big guys and also talented kids, man. The little just get lost. They get to scramble, like some scramble eggs and things just happen, man.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, so what do you need to see happen different? Like, I know you love Big Zoo, and Big Zoo got the start. You was very excited about Big Zoo getting the start. Like, what does Louisville need to do to beat a team like Miami, a big physical team? What do you need to see them do?
Take Hanley out of the starting lineup. It's too late now. He's already there. Just play. I mean, McKell Brown's not playing. Just got to play, man. Whatever you have on deck, whatever your team is, even let them watch, Braveheart movies. Let them something to get fire in the eyes. You know what I mean, Sean?
Yeah.
You gotta have something that sparks.
Yeah, something to get some toughness out of them.
Yeah, man.
I used to watch Rocky. That was the thing that got me hyped. I would watch Rocky back in the day, man. That would get me hyped up while I went out and play ball. You know what I'm saying?
Getting stronger.
Hey, like
Yeah.
I had to do that. Like that's what got me hyped. They need to do something because we need to see some fight from them there. I know everybody says, "Oh, fight's a bad word," because that's what Kenny Payne. Man, whatever. I ain't gonna never let a man tell me I can't use a word no more. Like, and I need to see some fight. Hey, I'm just being honest, and I need to see more fight. I need to see more physicality. I need to see more toughness. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jay, did you hear about the big trade last night? I guess I can bring this up with both of y'all right now.
Oh, do it.
Did you hear about the big trade last night for the Baltimore Ravens?
Yes, sir. Big time.
Yeah. Max Crosby, the all-world defensive end for the Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, got traded to the Baltimore Ravens last night for 2 first-round picks, 2026, 2027 first-rounders from Baltimore, going to the Raiders in exchange for Max Crosby, one of the best defensive ends in all of college, in all of NFL. So huge move. The Ravens have been looking for an elite pass rusher for about the last 4 or 5 years. So the Ravens, they have their new coach. Now they have their new star on the defensive side. Lamar Jackson seems to be very, very happy. They still have King Henry. How are you feeling? Is this finally the Ravens' time now that Harbaugh's gone? Now that they have their new coach, do you think that the Ravens got what it takes to get over the top now, Jay?
Oh yeah. They got a good young coach. I'm excited about this whole coaching staff and what Lamar's going to bring to the forefront on the side of his ball, and of course on the defensive side of the football. I'm excited about this NFL football 253 roster for the Ravens. I'm excited about it. Okay. I'm ready to go.
I like it. That's what I like to hear. Haven Harrison, what do you think about that trade? What do you think about that? You like that?
Man, I love the trade. I don't love the trade for your Raiders. But you know what? They do get 2 first-round picks.
Get 2 first-rounders out of it, and the Raiders need a lot of help. Like, the Raiders have the number 1 pick. They're going to take Fernando Mendoza. And now they have another pick from the Ravens, which will be around 16. So they're going to get another mid-level first-round pick. So you're talking about being able to add a couple of key pieces for a Raiders team that needs everything.
Yeah. Now, as far as the Ravens are concerned, this is like another time, man, when we thought the Ravens had the squad to make some noise.
Yeah.
So, man, to me, for the Ravens, it's like put up or shut up. There's been several times where you've had the better team and still just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
They got to find a way to get it done. And now you have an elite rusher in Cosby. I mean, you got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, there are no more excuses. This is. I think that this dude can have the same type of impact on the Ravens defensive line that Jared Allen used to have on the Minnesota Vikings back in the day. You remember, Jared Allen was an absolute monster for Minnesota, and I think that it's with what the Ravens already have on the defensive line, it's going to free up Max Crosby to get a lot of one-on-ones. He's going to have an opportunity. The Ravens have no more excuses. They brought in a very, an elite defensive coach from the Los Angeles Chargers. They have everything they need offensively already, Lamar and King Henry. Now it's just like you said, it's about put up, shut up. So super excited about that. But Jay, do you have anything else for us before you get out of here?
I'm going to say this, and nobody knows it. That's why I don't bring everything to the forefront on this great radio station and this great sports show, 96.1. Listen, I came with an idea. I bypassed my birthday that I really have on February 26th.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is have a derby party on a Saturday night.
Okay.
I got the building. Nice building. I'm going to charge a nice, little significant time. Everybody generally gets with family, friends, cook out, because all the other side of the party, they doing their stuff on the 30th and the 25th of April. So that Saturday, that's wide open.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm on the wrong side of this world, Doc. I got a main person on board with it. Man, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm picking up the down.
like I want to say real quick, Raashaan Haven, man, you guys do a stellar job, man. You guys are on top of the game. You guys work the craft. You guys study the craft. You guys have done so much locally and nationally for the last 20 years. I've been around you guys, man. You guys are the best sports show besides ESPN right now. You guys are bringing it locally and nationally from head to toe. You guys should have your own award. It should be dedicated to you and Haven Harrington. Raashaan Myers, the best sports guys I ever laid eyes on, man. You guys are the top of the top, the top of the top. That's the reason why I tell everybody hold you down. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no. You got to keep on coming. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. I love it.
No, well, hey, I appreciate that, Jay. Thank you. I'm excited to hear more about your Derby party coming up. So I definitely appreciate that for sure. But you know, we got to catch up with you. You the man that got all the proclamations. You got about 4 keys to the city. You know, you keep getting all these awards. We're going to get you down to the Essence Awards. Go get you the Essence Award too. We're going to get you a little bit of everything, Jay. But appreciate you calling in this morning, brother.
All right, guys. Take care, man.
There he goes. One of the best to ever do it. Jay has checking in with us this morning. Definitely appreciate that. If you want to be the next to get in, 502-384-1450. That is the Call Your Law Office hotline. Would love to hear from you. Would also love to hear from you on the Game Day Men's Health text line as well. 502-414-1450. The text line has been up and jumping this morning. Has been rolling. Want to get your text in. Texter says, I asked the question, you know, who would you rather have? Would you rather take Pope, you know, Mark Pope and what he's done with the kind of highs of winning big games, but also lows of losing the teams you shouldn't lose to? Or would you rather take Kelsey, who's at least been consistently beating the bad teams, but has not been able to beat the elite teams as of yet? Texter says, I take Pope as he has shown to be able to implement big somewhat. Yeah, I mean, Coach Pope has definitely adapted. That's the one thing that I give, like Mark Pope, the one thing I will give him credit for is that he's not been afraid to just throw something at the wall and see what sticks. Like, he'll completely and radically change everything he's doing to try to figure out what will work for his team. Now, he's not the best coach technically, especially when it comes to defense. I think that's where he falls short, is that he just does not coach defense very well, which is evidenced by having a team of defensive standouts and UK's defense not being great. But he at least, especially offensively, will try a lot of different things. Even defensively, he'll try a lot of different things. He'll throw in the zone. He'll spread it out. He'll go inside. He'll go outside. He'll at least try a lot of different things. And that's one thing that, Haven, I don't know if you agree with me, but one of the things that Coach Kelsey has seemingly struggled with is having a lot of imagination in terms of doing a lot of different things. It feels like he's kind of been like stubbornly stuck to his principles. Like, we've started to see him do a little bit with like a 1-3-1 zone, and we've seen him implement that a little bit. But like outside of that, it feels like Coach Kelsey's kind of been doing a lot of the same, especially on the offensive side.
Yeah, it's like he gets stuck in his routine. Now, I'm not going to say routine, but he has a scheme.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get off his scheme hardly at all.
Yeah.
And he just kind of plays around the edges a lot.
Yes.
You know, like you said, the 1-3-1, but he doesn't do it like all game, or he'll just do it just periodically. And then once he faces like the big elite teams, guys that beat him down low, the 1-3-1 zone just completely disappears.
Yeah.
And it seems like he doesn't just want to get off his spot.
Yeah. 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 No, I mean, I can't disagree with any of that. Kelsey, it seems like he's had a little bit of flexibility with his defensive philosophy, a little bit, but his offense has been wholly inflexible. Like, it feels like they don't really change much of anything they do offensively. You know, like I said, they put so much of a premium on getting the ball into the paint via the drive. But when they've played against physical teams that don't allow them to drive to the basket, the one thing that I've been very disappointed in is the fact that Louisville hasn't had a counter to that. And they haven't.
I saw it against Syracuse, like at the beginning of the Syracuse game.
Yeah.
Like they were bound and determined to drive the ball. And they did, right? But
right.
They got every shot they blocked. And you could tell they were driving not to score.
Yes.
But they were driving the drive.
Yes. But they were driving already determined that they were going to try to pass the ball.
Yes. Or a drive determined they're going to get fouled.
Yeah.
And not trying to finish. But when you don't finish, it really diminishes your drive. And the defense, like, okay, these guys aren't going to try to score anyway. So,
yeah,
we'll just stand here and just block them.
Yeah. I mean, that's been the one thing where it's like, you've got to drive with the intent. Like I used to tell my son, because that was the one thing is that he would always look to pass the ball. And I told him is that when you attack the basket, you have to make yourself the most immediate threat because that's what makes the defense react. A defense reacts to a threat. But if the defense gets into the habit of understanding or knowing that all you want to do is pass the ball, they're going to sit and wait for you to pass the ball. And they're going to have their hands up ready to try to deflect passes, pick them off and go the other way. And we've seen that more times than not with Louisville and their guys. And we saw this last year as well as this year, where teams were pretty much just sitting on Louisville because they realized that guards weren't looking to attack the basket to score. It's like you have to make yourself a threat looking to get the bucket every time. When you look and you're already, it's kind of like Sananda Frew when he gets offensive rebounds. Sananda Frew gets an offensive rebound with no inclination to score the basketball. All he's doing, he's been drilled so much. Sananda, this is when you get the open three, is when you kick it out off an offensive rebound. But you can't play like that. You've got to say, if you're within 2 feet of the basket, score the dang basketball.
You have to be a threat.
You've got to be a threat because you're taking easy points off the board. And it's been something that we've seen both year one and year two, where these guys, you can tell the coaches are drilling them so much to look to kick out for the three, but you can't play looking for the kick out first. And that's one of the big things that I think has been a really big shortcoming for these coaches is trying to teach the fact that you've got to look to make the play to score first. You've got to look to play the score to make the score first. It has not happened as of yet. Hopefully that changes, but
it might.
We'll see.
So the great thing about this Louisville team,
yes,
is even though we have our scheme, we're not going to deviate from the scheme apparently, but we have the pieces. If you ever wanted to make a move, that you could. You know what I'm saying? Like you have the pieces there. Like if you could put Frew and Roots in a game together at the same time with the added height and the athleticism the Roots gets you, you have pieces there that you can kind of counteract some of the teams that's sitting on you, like they have been, like the elite teams do to us.
Yeah.
We just have to just do it.
Yeah.
And we have to, but we also have to do it in a certain way. And this is kind of where I asked earlier, do we have anybody on our coaching staff that knows how to coach
big guys?
Yeah. Because if we had just any type of presence from Frew or Roots that they can kind of put their back to a basket and get some easy buckets, this offense would just literally go to the next level.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Texter says this in the comparison of Kelsey and Pope. He says both are similar with the analytic mindset, but I think that Pope would put a complete team together. He did make it to the Sweet 16. And that's true, but I can also hit back and say that, yeah, and Pope put together this roster this year, the highest paid roster probably in the history of college basketball, and Kentucky's been awful. They're going to be an 8 or a 9 seed probably if they get busted today by Florida. Like he's done nothing in this second year. And even when they had Jalen Lowe and Jaden Quaintance, they weren't great. Like, and I think that's the question is, for me with Coach Pope is, yes, his offense can be very imaginative, but I don't know if Pope has the defensive chops to get it done. You know, I mean, he has shown getting Kobe Brea last year and having probably the best shooter in college basketball was a huge get for him. But you know, I think that those defensive shortcomings, it's questionable, man. I don't know, but
it's one of those things where defense wins championships.
Like, I don't know. Like, year 3 is going to be so big for both of these coaches. Like, it's going to be huge because it feels like both fan bases, more than likely, barring some unbelievable miracle run, both fan bases are going to have their arms folded. You know, I feel like Louisville fans will be, if Louisville can find a way to reach the Sweet 16 this year, I think Louisville fans will be happy. And they'll take that and they'll keep it pushing.
I mean, but like I said, with Louisville, it's all about matchups.
Kind of the way Kentucky fans were last year.
Yeah, but to me, the biggest thing between Kentucky and Louisville is that Louisville is literally just all about matchups. It's all about who we play.
Yes.
Everything comes down to who we play. Like, if things work out right and things break for us, where we don't have any big physical, elite teams ahead of us, like they magically lose or whatever happens, then we can go really far. We can go really far because, like I said, we'll beat 95% of college basketball teams.
Yeah.
And beat them easily. What gets us in trouble is once we have to face those elite teams that has size down low. And if that happens, we're going to lose. And it all depends on like when it happens. You know what I'm saying? To how far we get.
Yeah. That's I mean, that's fair. So this texter texted in, said this is the song this is his opinion on Louisville winning in Miami. You ready for this, Haven?
I'm ready.
No chance. That's what you got.
Ain't no man.
Up against a machine too strong.
That's hilarious. That's very mean. Man, come on, y'all. Come on. Like, I feel like everybody's just, why is everybody so pessimistic on this Miami game? I mean, this is the no chance in hell. Hey, that classic theme right there. That was the Vince McMahon, the walk down music for a long time. Like, that was a classic. I like that. That was a good callback. So, but you know what? I still think Louisville has a shot, man. Like, I don't think if they get out there and they get some confidence early.
I mean, Louisville always has a shot because we're a great 3-point shooting team. So we're always going to have a shot.
Hits it on the fruit roll. And if you can get, like, to me, I think that's been the biggest thing the second half of the year. Like, if you remember, Sonata Fruit was playing good basketball to start the year, Haven Harrington. The first 2 months of the season, he was putting up nice numbers. He was getting you, 10, 12 points. He was getting you 6, 7 boards, getting you a block or two. He was aggressive on the pick and roll, getting to the basket. Like, that's been, to me, the biggest problem has been that Fruit is just, his production has gone in the toilet in terms of his offensive point production. And like, to me, that imbalance of to where Louisville's just trying to score all their points from the 1, 2, and 3 and not getting anything from the 5 is just killing them. Like, Javon Hadley's giving you what he's going to give you, but the problem is you're playing Javon out of position at the 4. And instead of putting Javon at the 3 and trying to bring in a traditional 4 and playing a little bit bigger to help work on that balance, that scoring balance, you're going with that 4 out, and you're just not getting anything from the 5 position. And you've got to get that. You've got to be able to score in different ways, because if you can get more scoring in the paint, guess what happens? Frees up shooters, frees up opportunities on the perimeter. And that imbalance and the ability for teams to just kind of sit on the 3-point line and crowd the 3-point line is why Louisville's had so many issues. So, I mean, I know, especially without having, it's been announced that Michael Brown Jr. is not going to play. it's been announced that Casey Pryor's not going to play.
Okay, now losing Case and Pryor,
I mean,
he really hasn't played that much.
I was going to say Coach Kelsey pretty much just forced him out anyway. So
yeah, but once again, he's another big that you could definitely use that we just haven't used him this year.
Yeah,
he's athletic. He can handle the ball. I mean, he's like a way more talented Zoo, and I'm giggling because I'm like, why would you start? I still understand why you started Zoo against Syracuse.
That just really bothered you, didn't it?
Because it makes no sense. It makes zero sense. I know on the broadcast it was like he's been rewarded for hustling. I don't care if he hustles or not. He's not a good basketball player.
You hate Zoo. Why do you hate Zoo?
I don't hate Zoo. He's just not a good basketball player.
Who hurt you? Like, why do you hate that young man? He's out there giving all his effort, Haven. He won the gold jersey last week in practice, Haven Harrington.
Okay, and?
Zoo won the gold jersey. That means he exemplifies everything that is a Louisville Cardinal.
He still can't shoot. He still can't dribble, and he can barely rebound.
Your attitude is poor. I tell you what.
Am I wrong?
He can rebound the ball. He can rebound the ball, and he hustles. He can move his feet better than Ali Khalifa.
Okay, now that bar is like incredibly low. That bar is incredibly low because Ali Khalifa. Once again, I'm like, we got bigs, but we got bigs that really just I don't know. The way this team is constructed is in the paint's just interesting.
A lot of misses. It's a lot of misses. It's a lot of misses.
You know what? Alec Khalifa is good at what he does.
In terms of what they need.
Like, Alec Khalifa is a good point center. He feels way more comfortable out hanging around the 3-point line than he does any place else on the court. But it also neutralizes everything that he could do at 7'1". That's like being that far out. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. No, that's absolutely fair. And I tell you what, we're going to go ahead. We're going to continue to roll. We're going to continue to read your text, 502-414-1450. We do have a text in on the YouTube stream. Shout out to IU's Indiana Southeast for winning the River State Conference. The best point guard in Indiana is Trent Hinkle, number 4. Shout out Hink. Shout out Lil Hink. Trent Hinkle balling for Indiana Southeast. So shout out to him. I tell you what, we will be right back. You're listening to Wake Up 502, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio, and we'll be back. And welcome back in. Last segment of the show. Big X Sports Radio. Raashaan Myers, Havenhand, to taking care of you. Louisville's going to be shimmying and shaking onto the court about 2 p.m., taking on the Miami Hurricanes. They need to put their dancing shoes on, Haven Harrington. They're going to have to tap dance around those screens and knock down some threes. How's that sound?
I like it. What's the spread on the game?
That is an excellent question. Let's go ahead and see what the bettors are saying about this one. Let's take a look on. I'm going to go on my little handy dandy ESPN.com. Let's check our scoreboard.
So while you do that, I was listening to Mike Rutherford and Romy Bean earlier.
Yes.
And, Mike was stressing how this game has so much importance as far as our seeding in the tournament, in both tournaments, right? The NCAA tournament and the ACC tournament.
Yes.
So I also think it's your thoughts on that. Do you think it's really as significant as what Mike says it is? Like, this could determine, our seeding level. Are we going to, 6, 7, 8 seed, or do you think the die is already cast?
Oh no, I definitely think that Louisville definitely still has some upward mobility, for sure. So just to let you know, ESPNU 2:00, Louisville at number 22, Miami is only a 1.5 point dog. So Miami is favored by 1.5. Which is actually interesting to me that it's that close.
That's a push. I mean, that's just like a toss-up.
Yeah, I mean, so that literally says on a neutral site, Louisville might be a slight favorite, on a neutral court game. So, yeah, I mean, that's an interesting line. It seems like the numbers still love Louisville. They still love the opportunity, even though, we've talked about Coach Kelsey's record in these types of games. I think Louisville has a shot. It's very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond. But no, I think that it's, in terms of what this means for their NCAA tournament, I think that if you get this win today, this is how big this win is today to me. Louisville wins this game today, Haven. I feel like they're locked into no worse than a 6 seed. I think
really?
they get it locked.
A 6 seed,
if they get the win, yes. I think that there is still upward mobility available to get Louisville onto the 5 seed line. They would need to get this win today. I think that if they get this win today, it locks them in as the 7 seed for the ACC tournament, which would basically mean that they would end up playing more than likely California in the first round, and then they would get a rematch with this Miami team. And if they were able to win that game against Miami, they would get a rematch with Virginia. And I think that Louisville could win that game as well. If they could do that and make it back to the ACC championship game, yeah, I think Louisville could move up to a 5.
Wow.
And one of the reasons why is because there's been so many teams losing like that. Louisville fans look at, their unhappiness with Louisville. And, Louisville losing games here and there. But the thing that we're not paying attention to is what everybody else is doing. Everybody losing games right now, Haven. Like, everybody in the area of the NCAA tournament seeding where Louisville is, none of those teams are playing particularly well. Like, everybody keeps kind of alternating wins and losses right now. Mm-hmm. So, if you can find a way to get hot and win, maybe, put a little small 3 or 4 game win streak together. Oh, I definitely think that because this is the thing you got to understand. The difference between, people want to know, okay, Raashaan, what's the difference between Louisville this year and Louisville last year? Because it seemed like Louisville's seeding basically was set in stone, even though Louisville made that run to the ACC championship last year. And my response to that would be 2 things. A, ACC is much better this year. ACC is going to get more teams into the tournament, so the conference looks a lot better. Okay, so your conference record has a lot more opportunity for wins, and your seeding. Your net standing shows you that Louisville does not have a loss in quad 2, 3, or 4. And they do have 6 quad 1 wins. So
okay,
they have a very solid resume so far. Okay, so that's first thing. Second thing, people don't understand the Michael Brown Jr. factor. And that's why it's important that Michael Brown, even though he's sitting out nursing the back injury right now, it's going to be important, in my personal opinion, that Michael come back and play in the NCAA tournament. Play in the ACC tournament. Because Michael Brown Jr. is worth a seed line or two. If the selection committee sees him out there playing and Louisville can play well, in my personal opinion, that makes Louisville look more attractive. Does that make sense? It makes Louisville look more attractive. It makes and allows for Louisville to be given a lot of grace.
I can definitely see that because, like, if we're being honest, and I know we just like to say it's all about the computers, it's all about the polls and, Kim Palm and everything else.
Yeah.
But it's also about good TV matchups.
Yes.
And it's also about, like, how, what's a good marquee matchup, like what's going to draw people to watch.
Yes.
And nothing draws people to watch. You can say, hey, look, Louisville has probably one of the best freshmen in the country. Playing right now. You have to see this kid, Michael Brown Jr., play. He's phenomenal. Yeah, and he will get bumped up because of that. I mean, like, we hate to admit it, but it's totally true.
Yeah.
It's totally true that we'll get called up, that we'll get moved up from from a 6 to a 5 because people like, I want to see this kid play, and I want to see him play more than one game.
Yeah, literally. I mean, and that right there is why I really and truly believe that if Louisville can go out there, all they need to do is show proof of concept. They just got to go out there and win. If they can go out there, like, I don't think the tournament selection committee is asking for Louisville to move mountains, but you got to give us something. And to me, it feels like if Louisville gives them anything, they're looking for excuses to make Louisville a higher seed because you think they don't want Michael Brown Jr. in the Sweet 16? Being able to go through that week-long process and they get to show his highlights and all that stuff. Louisville's never had one of these kids before. When you have one of these kids, they give you special treatment. That's one of the best things about having a kid like this is that it greatly raises your standard. That's why the tough news yesterday that Caleb Wilson, the all-star freshman for North Carolina, had to have season-ending thumb surgery. Yesterday. He got hurt in practice on Thursday. Broke his thumb, and now he's done for the year. And that's going to kill, like, to me,
that's going to just kill
North Carolina was in that, maybe 4 or 5 argument.
Easy, but like they beat Duke.
Yeah.
And that was a huge win.
Yes, they were in that 3, 4, 5 argument. But now with Caleb Wilson, with his injury news, forgive me for saying this, if Louisville can get on a run and Michael Brown Jr. can go out there and have a good ACC tournament, you think the ACC and the NCAA tournament wouldn't slide Louisville up to where North Carolina was? Just for the, hype, quote unquote? I'm telling you.
See now.
I'm telling you.
Maybe not North Carolina.
I think that they would slide, because North Carolina's definitely going to slide with this Caleb Wilson.
Oh, yeah, they're going to slide, but they're still North Carolina, and they still have a bigger name than we do.
I mean, no, I totally agree with you, but I do think that, the name is what North Carolina shouldn't have been NCAA tournament team last year.
Not at all.
They shouldn't have been. Okay, the only reason they got in is because
the name on jersey.
Carolina. Yeah. So, I think that the name will get them in, but in terms of wanting to have marquee showcase pieces, I think that, I don't know if Louisville could reach that, up as far as high. Like, the only way that Louisville would reach the four line, they would have to beat Duke in the final. Like, with what they've done so far, I think then you could talk about 4-3 if they could beat Duke. Because just like I said, I just think that the teams around them, everybody from that's ranked outside the top 12 has been losing over and over and over and over again. They just keep losing games. So, there's opportunity there for upward mobility.
You just got to take it.
But you just got to take it. So, I think that there's a chance for that. But all that starts with Haven Harrington. Louisville's got to find a way. And, they've got to find a way to sack up, man up, and be tough. This Miami game is a perfect ending to the season.
You're asking them to do something they haven't done in 2 years.
Yes, and I'm asking for the coaching staff to just try to do something different. Like, this is a game, I'm going to tell you, the two guys, Haven Harrington, that in this game, and I'm putting the two up on the camera so y'all can see it. Two guys that I cannot see out there for more than 10 minutes if they look in the first 2 or 3 minutes like they ain't got it. Can you guess those two players, Haven Harrington?
Zoo and Khalifa.
Why you gotta keep Zoo don't play that much.
He started
Zoo but he only played like 10 minutes. Get off Zoo.
And that was 5 minutes too long.
Zoo is a dude. Okay, get off Zoo. No, I'm not talking about Zoo. I'm talking about of the players that actually impact winning. The two guys that can you think of the two guys that I would be talking about?
Khalifa be one.
That's one.
He's definitely one.
If Ali Khalifa's not hitting threes, and if he's not able to impact at all, if you can see he doesn't have that run in the first 2 or 3 minutes, this ain't a game for him. He needs less than 5 minutes. Can you think of who the other guy is?
Who will Raashaan pick as the next guy? Yeah, I'm tempted to say McNeely.
Boom! Isaac McNeely. Because in these games here, Haven Harrington,
he disappears.
I don't care if it's Arkansas. I don't care if it's Tennessee. I don't care if it's Duke. I don't care if it's Virginia. Well, I take that back. Virginia, he actually played really well. I don't care. Any SMU, both SMU games actually.
Mm-hmm.
In these matchups versus these ultra athletic teams,
he's a liability.
He has been awful. He's been awful, and he had a great shooting night the other night, and had a very strong to his final home game send off. But you'll be able to tell in the first 2 or 3 minutes if Isaac got it, or if Isaac's going to give you something. And if Isaac is completely neutralized and he's not doing anything, you got to take him out of this game. You cannot allow him to play 23, 25, 27 minutes. Like, that cannot happen. And those are the two things I'm going to be looking for, because at least from a coaching side standpoint, that shows me that you've seen and you understand, I love this dude and I love what he brings my team, but against these guys, he ain't got it. And we're going to adjust accordingly.
So let me ask you this question.
Yes.
If those guys don't play, then who would you put into their spotlight? Like what would be your coaching adjustments? Let's say, you know what? Ali's not going to play. He just doesn't have it. It's not his game. McNeely doesn't have it. It's not his game. What adjustments is Raashaan Myers making?
Well, first of all, I am going to, since Kaysen Pryor is not available in this game as well, at the 5 spot, I'm going to play Zoo. Yeah, I know you hate Zoo, but the one thing that Zoo's going to give you, he can move his feet. He's going to rebound the ball. He's going to give you effort. He's going to at least fight those guys down low. He may not be able to score. He may have his shot blocked here and there, but dude, it gives 1,000% effort defensively. He moves his feet and he can rebound his tail off. So when Sananda Frew has to go to the bench, give me a guy that's going to at least match the defensive abilities that I'm losing when Frew goes to the bench. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going to run any offense through him, but defensively, he can give me the closest to what Sananda Frew can do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm going to do there. And in terms of Isaac McNeely, as I've said before, I think it would be a heavy minute game for the forward combination of Javon Hadley and Kenai Roos. Like, to me, you let Kenai slide in there at the 4, you play Hadley big minutes at the 3, and you let the 2-guard rotation be Wooly, Ryan Conwell with McNeely off the bench along with Kobe Rogers.
So rather than go with the 3-guard offense, which your coach loves, you would go with a slightly bigger lineup.
I would go with the bigger lineup and lean into my defense, because that's what's going to win versus Miami. Miami's not going to run away from you offensively. What they're going to try to do is bully, score enough 2 points and score enough garbage buckets to win a physical 75-70 game. So you've got to be able to match their defensive intensity and hope that you make more threes than they can get put back opportunities, second chance points.
Now, what about, so let's say that's not an option and you have to go with, you have to spend most of the game with a majority 3-guard lineup. What are you doing?
I mean,
only because you know PK like I know PK.
I just don't look.
And 3/4 of the game is going to be that 3-guard offense.
Then you're going to have to ask Isaac McNeely to do something he ain't done all year, Havens. And that's why you're going to lose. Like, you can't, to me, unless Isaac McNeely can show the physicality to be able to create space and use his body to get open, and guys can actually screen to get him open to where he's able to catch and shoot the ball on balance, not fading away, not fading sideways, not having to shoot from 35 feet out. If they can't get him good, clean looks to where he can go up and go down, feet landing in the same spot where he took off, and can have good on balance shots, he's not going to give you anything.
Would you maybe put in Willie and Rogers and just bring McNeely off the bench?
I mean, what's Kobe Rogers give you?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, be honest with you. I mean,
Kobe Rogers he's kind of like the guard version of Zoo.
I mean,
he's going to give you effort. He's going to play hard. He's going to get deflections here and there. But offensively, Kobe's been about as inconsistent as anybody. You know, he just doesn't score in these games against these big athletic teams.
No, he doesn't.
He gets a shot blocked all the time. He got a shot blocked against Syracuse about 3 times.
Everybody got their shot blocked against Syracuse.
You know, I mean, so I don't think, like, Adrian Woolley is a guy that's going to have to score today. Ryan Conwell's a guy that's going to have to score today. Sananda Frew is a guy that's going to have to score today, and Hadley's going to have to be Hadley. He's going to have to get his, 12, 14, 16 points, play smart, play physical. And you're going to need Kanarus to man up and be the Kanarus he was in December. Can it happen? Absolutely. Maybe Miami slips. I mean, one of the things that Mike Rutherford said yesterday is that Miami's been kind of known for, they play good initial defense, but they don't make the second and third efforts when the ball moves as it gets later into the shot clock. So maybe if Louisville can run some offense and get Miami into that second or third effort level of their, under 10 seconds left on the shot clock, maybe Louisville, if they're patient, can get Isaac McNeely open for some of those shots. But it's gonna be a level of physicality and a level of execution that we just have not seen from Louisville. But that's gonna be the key. So if they can do that, absolutely. If they're gonna have that 3-guard lineup, that's gonna be the only way they can do it. Me personally, I would lean into the defense and try to be more physical. I know that that's not been Kelsey's formula all year, but you're going to need that. Like, Kanarus is going to have a special game today. I think you need 12-7 from him.
Wow.
You need 12-7 from Kanarus. You're going to need 16+ from Javon Hadley, and Conwell's going to need to be 20+. Like, those 3 things have to happen if you're going to win. I don't think Louisville will be able to score enough points if that does not happen.
And to me, the sad part about this is, and this is just me, Miami, I don't think Miami, I mean, they're a good team, but I don't think they're like that kind of team. You feel me on that one?
They're just a physical. They're one of the best physically imposing teams in college basketball.
They're solid.
They have a lot of athletes, and they just win off, we're going to just pick up all the trash and put the ball in the basket. And they just play hard. Nothing that they do is based on skill. And they have a hell of a closer in Trey Donaldson. That's all they do. They are a team full of garbage men and have a closer and a point guard that can lead things, and they have a big man who can post up and score in Malik Renew. Very simple game plan, very simple team, but they are a tough out because they are athletic. They're big, they're long, they're athletic, they can jump.
But it still seems like
Louisville's worst nightmare.
Obvious weaknesses that you should be able to.
Well, they can't shoot. They can't shoot. They can't shoot. And they're sometimes their defensive effort wanes because they lean on their athleticism too much. So, yeah, I mean, it is definitely a game that Louisville can win, but the question is, will they win? Haven Hanson, I need a score prediction for you. We got a couple minutes left. What do you think is going to happen today?
75. 78, Miami.
3-point win for the Canes at home. You know, I have wanted to say that, you know, I saw something on Tuesday night.
Don't let me talk you out of predicting Louisville to win. Don't let me talk you out of it, Raashaan.
Texas says Pope is a former center forward. Kelsey is a former guard. Both teams reflect their orientation. I kind of disagree with that. Pope's still a 3-point shooting guy, even though he was a post player. But I understand what you're saying. He says, but give me Kelsey and U of L against elite teams, which the Cards, who average enough points to win, are. You know, and they can endure a career game by an opponent. I mean, yes and no. I feel like that's, yes, they score enough opponents, but the only opponents that they put those big scoring games up against are sucky teams. So if all you do is put up 100 points against crap teams, I don't think that's going to help you put up more points against Miami on the road. That's just my personal opinion. So I say, give me Miami. I think that the Canes do get it done. I just don't, you know what I want? You know what would be growth for me? And I hate to say this, don't get blown out today. Make Miami fight for it. Haven, I would be very happy with a 78-75 loss.
Oh, wow.
I would
don't get blown out.
I would be frustrated, but at least you've shown growth because these games, they've been bullied this year.
And they've always been blown out.
So, like, a close loss would be good. I'm going to say final score, give me Miami 84, Louisville 78, 6-point loss.
Okay.
But, you know, that might be Miami up by 10, 12 points, and maybe we hit a couple threes to make it closer late.
Hey, that's fine because, hey, let's be honest. I mean, that's better than what we've done against big physical teams all year long.
But thank you so much, Haven Harrington. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening this morning. This has been Wake Up 502. This is Raashaan Myers for Haven Harrington, Jay Hass, and everybody else signing off. Thanks so much for your texts and your calls this morning, y'all. Like and subscribe.